Welcome to Ben Num Design.
In this lecture, we will learn about workspaces, or how TV's code calls it in a documentation multi-root workspaces, because currently we can tell that this is a workspace, but it contains only one folder. And these workspaces are basically collections of folders which we can manage in one voice code window. To understand better what they are, let's open a new window in our voice code, which doesn't have any open folders. Notice the purple lower line, and I can go to the File menu and select Add Folder to Workspace. And let's say that I want to connect my backend and front-end code for one project, for example. For this manager project I have. So I will select this folder. I will add. And it would appear right here, and notice Untitled Workspace right there. You can see it. Let's add another folder to our workspace. So we have the manager server. Let's also add to this manager UI. And now we have two folders inside our workspace, which is currently called Untitled Workspace. Let's give it a name, and we can give it a name by calling Save Workspaces. So I will go here and I will just save it in this folder with all my TypeScript file, and notice the extension. It's called Code Workspace, and let me just call it Manager Code Workspace. Save this file, save it, and see, now we have this Manager Workspace, and let us look at this file, how it looks, and I can open it with, for some reason it's hard for me to just visualize it with code. I can see it right here. And as you can see, all this does is this is just a JSON file, which contains the path to our folders. Very basic until now. But what advantages do we have when working with multi-hued workspaces? One advantage would be that, yes, we see multiple folders right here, and they don't necessarily need to be in the same path. The one can, for example, be on one volume of my computer. One can be on the other volume. The point is here that I can link them together in one view, and this is very helpful for me when I develop common features between them. Another great advantage of multi-road workspaces is the search, so I can search for the same keyword in all the folders of my workspace. For example, I can search for manager. And as you can see, we have this model right here, and it directly finds it inside my manager server. So I have this path. Both that they are found in my search the same way works for search control. I can treat this together or separately. They appear both right here in this view. And they said the same can be said for debugging. We will talk a lot more about debugging in the next sections. Also, one last great feature of workspaces is the settings configuration. So if I go to settings, I notice that we have the user settings, which we talked about. We have the workspace settings, which again, if I toggle, for example, I want 15 here. I want autosave delay. Like that, I close this, and if I search again the workspace for the workspace file, you can see that it saved these settings. With the font size, with this, the delay doesn't really matter. And trying to make a point. And these settings will apply to both my folders right here or to all the folders inside my workspace. But you saw we have this, and new entry. In the case of the workspace, we have user workspace, and now we can select a folder. And if I select one folder, for example, the manager UI, and edit this, for example, insert spaces does really matter. Save it. Then again, the setting will be saved locally in the settings of JSON of my project. So we have all kinds of levels of settings. This is very flexible, very customizable, and you can do a lot with them, with grouping your folders and work in a very nice and organized way. Thanks for watching. Subscribe my channel.